Peet's path to Swanford. And why anyone would care. Hello my name is Turtle and this is our video about how Peet, Yixee, and Eldin travel to the town of Swanford. And, well it's part of a bigger story and important to other stories that we are writing as we build our fantasy world. I hope that you can join us, and please note that this is all a work in progress.
Hello and welcome to our newest world building video. Here at Wild Art Fly Free, we are building a fantasy world, and we hope that you can help us. We are building our world out of stories, and our stories are made from things like plots and scenes and locations and characters. It's crazy, but it's a lot of fun. Also, everything that we create is public domain, so anyone can use it. No worries. Also, please know that we are always interested in your ideas, so if you have any ideas to share, please feel free. Thank you.
And Peet is our dwarf wizard who dresses like a Christmas tree. Excuse me. Peet is a wizard dwarf who dresses like a Christmas tree. He grew up in the mines, as almost all dwarfs do, but turns out he was better with magic than he was at mining, so he left. He grew up and spent most of his young adult life on the continent of Uplu. We are exploring the continent of Aldla, which is just to the east of Uplu. Peet, Yixee, and Eldin traveled to Aldla, landing in the southern port city of Gurlad, and then they traveled north to Swanford on a quest. Peet did not tell Eldin and Yixee very much about the quest, but it was a job for a cult called the Halican, and the Halican wanted him to help make sure that one of their prophecies that their leader prophesied, that one of the prophecies should come true. It took them several weeks to travel from the port city of Gurlad, which is on the southern coast of Aldla, to Swanford, which is closer to the northern edge of Aldla. So while they were in Gurlad, though, Yixee, a halfling young adult female who has some magical talents but isn't a wizard or a witch yet. She might still be thinking about what she wants to do, but she has some magical abilities, and she is an apprentice to Peet. And so as an apprentice, she does a lot of the manual labor, including the cooking and cleaning. Eldin is a young, accomplished alchemist, so he's not an apprentice as Yixee is. He has a job and a somewhat higher status than Yixee, but they are both definitely under Peet, who is the boss. Anyway, while they were in Gurlad, Yixee became of interest to a magical entity named Peex. Peex decided she liked Yixee, Peex being a female magical entity who can fly and spends a lot of her time being invisible. Yixee, Eldin, and Peet didn't know about Peex for quite a while during the trip north, but Peex has a talent for manipulating people, and she manipulated Yixee in ways that she thought would help Yixee. She wanted to be Yixee's friend, but Peex manipulated Eldin and Peet to help Yixee in any way that Peex could think of. So it came to the point where Peet and Eldin started to mistrust Yixee, that they knew that they were being manipulated. They weren't sure how, but Yixee was getting away with far too much. Anyway, as the group got close to Swanford, that all came to a head, and Yixee and Peex became friends and associates, and Peex agreed not to manipulate Yixee or her friends without Yixee's approval. Eventually, Peet, Eldin, and Yixee make it to Swanford in time for the appointed quest for the Halican, and it turns out the Halican cult wanted all of Swanford's residents to run away to leave Swanford on a certain day.
So that's all we have for this video. We are also making another video to follow Peet's adventures in Swanford and what happens after. It will be good. And hello. We are so very glad that you have stayed with us this long. See the links below. I hope that we can think of a good name for our next video so that you can find it. Maybe we should name it Peet and the Swan. What do you think? Anywho, I just want to mention again that we are as public domain as we know how, so everything that you see in our videos is free to use any way that you want to. You see, when something is public domain, it doesn't belong to anyone, so no one can say what happens to it. So, while we really do hope that you will support us by writing in the comments, be aware that whatever you write will be assumed to be public domain as well. And, of course, we have the usual stuff about liking and subscribing. We don't know where we are going, but it will be a comfort if you can be there with us. So thank you, and goodbye. Until next time.